Hello guys, Sir Grindelot here. Long time no see for Anima. Really long time no see. So what happened today? I couldn't stream, and I posted something on Discord to let everyone know that I was suddenly extremely busy with work, and I would not have been able to stream. And during my lunch break, I was sitting on the toilet, I was doing the Genshin Impact daily commissions, and then I was doing my own daily commission on the toilet. And while I went to check if Diablo Immortal was available for preload for me, and it's still not, because my location apparently is cursed, among the suggestions from the store was AnimA. I suddenly realized that I have not played it for a very long time, and it was the game for which I started my YouTube channel, and I also tried to stream it for a little bit, but every time that I was trying to stream it, cursed things would happen, and so I didn't really manage to. And eventually I dropped the game because I didn't like what the developers were doing in terms of game balance, introduction of new content, the way they handled, or I would rather say did not handle bugs and all that sort of stuff. And so today I decided, you know what, I will reinstall it after probably a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years, to see what was going on. And I was shocked to see that the game is actually worse. It's worse than when I left it. It's unbelievable. Now, the thing that I'm doing now, it's a Temple of Idol something. It's actually decent. I like the idea of this thing. For anyone who has not played or is not playing this game, basically there is this dungeon which has a secret entrance, and you find it, you kill a few monsters, and there is a nice ring that, and you can repeat it over and over. Whoa. That was funny. Eventually you get a chance. I mean, sometimes you get the ring, sometimes you don't. The drop rate is not 100%. What the hell do you want me to kill? Excuse me? Did it bug out? Because I fell down? I fell down and so the game bugged out? Really? Come on. I'm just making this video to shit on your game, and you do this to me. I think there is a monster down there. Oh my freaking god. Oh, I cannot believe. This is unbelievable. This is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, AnimA, the action RPG. Okay, so for this dungeon slash domain, whatever you want to call it, regardless of the bug that you just witnessed in real time, I will give it a small thumbs up. Now the drop rate is not 100%, but I did the 3 rounds, I got 2 rings. No, sorry, I got 4 rounds, I got 3 rings. Let's see what this one. It's okay. Apparently the best one would have +3 to all abilities. I got +2, +2, +1. It's okay. I'm a bit disappointed by the fact it looks like the other stats are always the same. So unless I was very unlucky and I always got physical damage, maybe it's just a physical damage drain. Maybe I could check online whether there is a version for magical damage, but let's talk about the game itself and why you should not play it, or at least you should play it just to try it out, but you should not invest too much time in it. They changed a few things. One thing is that they removed the key dungeons and they replaced it with this, which essentially works in the same way. It used to be that you would kill magisters to get the keys and use the keys to access dungeons. Now, you kill magisters to collect this lost dungeon resource, and then you can enter the dungeon, and you have these modifiers, like stones of whatever, that give bonuses to the dungeons. There are some with increased XP, increased drop rate, increase a few other things. Again, not a huge change. Personally, the thing that I find annoying is that if you see level 1 tier 1, this is not the first character that I logged. I tried my other characters as well, and I noticed that some items were missing, unfortunately. But the keys used to be shareable between characters, whereas the count of a resource for this dungeon, there is a 15 there in the middle of the screen. Maybe I will try to put a small arrow, I don't know, maybe I will forget to do it, but whatever. It's bound to the character itself. And in order to increase the tier, like if I enter now, I use one currency, I enter this place, and I'm killing monsters that are level 0, basically. Like, they're level 1. So you just clear it very quickly, you walk around. You see, the percentage at the top is filling up just like the old key dungeon runs that I did many times for my YouTube channel. And they were sort of fun, you know, hunting for enchantments. And here the idea is exactly the same. The problem is that you have to start from scratch. Of course, we didn't get anything. What happens now is we walk back, we go back to this cursed place, open, level 5. I went from 1 to 5, and it does not always jump that much. Because on another character I was at 43, I cleared it in like 15 seconds, and I went to 45 or 46. And I was like, oh my god, for how much do I need to do it? And I was reading on Reddit of someone who pointed out that I need to do it until level 600 or something to get the high tier stuff, or maybe 300, because someone said 300. But even 300 sounds like a lot, especially if you consider that from the higher tier dungeons in the past we could get higher tier keys that would immediately allow us to get higher tier equipment. So this is a little bit annoying, but let's say that after you reach that level, you know, you have a level 600 tier, what are they called even? Lost dungeons. You reach that point, from that point on you just farm there for loot. Okay, that's fine. Now let's talk about another thing. They changed the difficulty of the game. Usually, normal developers, when it comes to hack and slash games, what they would do is that they would make the content harder and harder and harder. Because people get better gear, they reach the cap of difficulty, they reach the cap of everything, their characters are absolutely cracked, and so the endgame becomes much harder. And in the past, the thing that I cared the most about the game was to make my character be as strong as possible, find the best equipment that I could, try to squeeze every... Why is there a green dot on the map? Is there like the ultimate secret of destiny? Let's have a walk around. Try to squeeze like every tiny percentage of DPS in order to kill Kral, the final boss, as quickly as I could. And I remember that at the very beginning of the game, before the release of the first season, my best time was 2 minutes and 59. And it felt like an incredible achievement, because it took me months of farming to go from like 3 minutes 10 seconds, 3 minutes 15 seconds, to actually just 1 second under 3 minutes. Now, let's see what happens now. This is, please note, I have magic find everywhere. Usually I would have done this with intellect gems on each of my pieces, chaos bands instead of the Dona's offers, so this is my build with no damage essentially. Oh my god, how long is it going to take me to kill Kral? And the silence in my voice is how I felt the first time I came here. For me, this is unbelievable. They made the game easier. Instead of the reincarnations, they introduced this thing that, like, there are different difficulty levels that copy a little bit what you have in Diablo with the Hell, Nightmare, you know, all this sort of stuff. But they reduced the overall difficulty a lot. I will go back to the map just to show you for a moment. In case you have not played for a very long time, or you are new to the game, you see at the top, it starts with the normal, then you can move to hard, nightmare, hell and chaos. there used to be a reincarnation system which had way more levels. It was reincarnation 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would keep going and going and going for quite a while. Eventually you reach the cap, and that was, I would not say necessarily challenging, because I was still able to one-shot everything with my skills, but at least Kral, the bosses, were a bit difficult to handle. And what happens now is they made the game easier. I don't understand. I don't get it. For me, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm honestly speechless. I always blame the devs of this game for being able... Like, they've been able to design a great game, mechanically speaking. It's fluid, the skills work well, the characters are interesting. My neighbors are hammering their wall, by the way, so you may be hearing some weird sound every now and then. The gearing system in the game is interesting. There's a lot of RNG involved, but, you know, you can repeat it over and over and over and quickly, so there's a lot of rewards to get in this game. And they introduce new gear, new characters, but at the core, they are unable to make a long-term progression. They're absolutely unable. Bugs are a disaster, are an absolute disaster. Oh, no, we didn't want to come here. We didn't want to come here. The game is still very buggy, which is extremely annoying. But it went from being buggy, but at least I have something to look forward to, which is trying to kill Kral quickly, to I don't even have that. The last boss of the game is a joke. Oh my god, the UI. This is actually a thing that they made worse. I must prefer the teleport system that they had previously. It looked less pretty, but it was more straightforward. Because now when you click here, you need to go through a second screen to go to the Magician's Tower. And then, of course, you need to reset the dungeon, which is great, it's a good idea. You can instantly reset a dungeon to immediately go back farming and get your better loot. But they made the game easier. Like, what am I even supposed to be farming for? Kill Kral quicker? I one-shot it with my regular build. They should have added 10 reincarnation levels. That would have made more sense, because with the new patches they introduced a lot more gear, new characters, new synergies, so the game is easier. They should have introduced 5 to 10 new reincarnation levels, making monsters harder and providing even higher tier loot, and instead they made the game easier. I know it may sound repetitive, like I probably repeated it a million times already in this, what is it, 10 minutes video more or less. 13, wow, I've been ranting about this game for almost 30 minutes now. But yeah, rerunning the game for half an hour, almost 1 hour today, really made me rethink about how much I liked it and why I quit it. And why probably things should stay like that. With a slightly more competent developer team, this could be easily the best hack-and-slash game on mobile. Because there are a few bugs, but they're not game-breaking, they're just a little bit annoying. Just the end game is a mess. The only thing you can really do in this game is season after season after season, restart and do it all over again. You don't even have the incentive of getting the new seasonal items and transfer them to your older characters to see how much of an improvement you got. I did it, but even with my old stuff, I one-shot everything. With the new stuff, I one-shot everything. With the gear that is supposed to be for farming, with Magic Find and Gold Find, I one-shot everything. I have a level 3 belt because I spent some time farming normal because I didn't know that I had to change difficulty level. I thought that was a maximum reincarnation difficulty, and instead I had to reset. So yeah, that's the state of the game for you. Now, if you're a fan of hack and slash games and you've never played this game, and you are waiting for Diablo Immortal or Undecember, give it a try. It's a great, almost a time waster. Like you could argue every game is like that. But it's fun in the sense that it's endless amounts of loot for as much time as you can throw at it. You can try different classes, different combinations. There are some secrets, some cool bosses to fight. But unfortunately, it's a game that does not care about long-term survivability of the game itself. It feels more like it wants to give you an experience that is going to be very cool for a month, maybe 2 months. I would say 3 at the most, if you really want to gear your characters well. And then you slowly start to lose interest because the game does not offer anything more for you. Remember that I have not played this game basically since I started playing Genshin Impact, so it was way more than a year and a half that I have not touched AnimA. There have been patches, updates, new gear, new characters. My characters from 1 year and a half ago one-shot everything in the game with any gear. So if you play it long enough, you will lose all interest at all in this game. It's a pity, because all it takes is a slightly more competent developer team that could have made some long-term plans. And there are some hack and slash games for Android, iOS that have been going on for almost a decade. I think Eternium was released in 2014 or around there. There are some from 2016, 17 that are still going, still being updated. I don't find them as good as AnimA in terms of gameplay loop. The gameplay loop of this game that you see on the screen is fast, is enjoyable, it rewards the way you build your characters, the synergies that you develop. It really rewards you for having ideal farming routes. But you get to a point when there is nothing else to do and the difficulty gets easier and easier and easier. It's a real pity. It's a real pity. If you have nothing to do while you are waiting for Undecember, you are disappointed with Diablo Immortal, or you're waiting for Diablo Immortal if you live in my own region, you can give this game a try. It's okay. For a few weeks, a couple of months, whatever, you're going to have a lot of fun. If you're going to play it anything more than that and you still like it, well, I'm glad that I let you discover a game that you like, but don't expect it to have a very, very long shelf life for you, because these developers really spoiled something that could have been great. Because I've seen a lot of hack and slash games in the last few years and they're garbage. Or they're mediocre. This one had the potential to be great. Really, really great. Also worth mentioning, since pay to win is a topic that is extremely temporary, contemporary, I mean, because of Diablo Immortal, this game is not pay to win at all. It's mostly pay for convenience, with like extra stash stuff, extra things for your extra slots for your backpack. The most pay-to-win stuff, really the most, are these things, the aspects, which I don't even own. You pay a little bit of currency, like in my local currency it's about $6, something like that, $5 to $6, for an extra 5% on your primary stats. Which makes no sense. Like, you make your character stronger in a game that is getting easier and easier and easier. It doesn't make any sense at all. But apart from that, if you want to buy the game, like, if you want to try the game and purchase, you know, the extra stash here, where is it? Where is the bank? You can buy some extra slots here, and I did it because I wanted to support the devs. Because I think that overall they did a good job at recreating a nice hack and slash game. It's a pity that I did not have any good long-term plans. So yeah, this was my very, very long, excessively long rant about AnimA. I've not made any content about this game for a very long time, and I will not do any again for a long time. I just wanted to update my old viewers about the state of the game right now and potential new players about what you're going to face if you decide to jump on this bandwagon. This is Sir Grindelot, I'm checking out, and see you next time. Bye guys, take care.